This is News 3 Now at 10.
First tonight, breaking news out of Janesville. Dive teams are on the scene of a water rescue. This is near the location of the old Monterey Dam near the Center Avenue Bridge. Rock County Dispatch telling us police were first called about 7:20 this evening. Other information, though, is limited right now, so be sure to stay with News 3 Now and Channel 3000 for the latest updates. Activists are pushing for school leaders to end the Madison School District contract with police and remove resource officers from the city's 4 high schools.
The group Freedom Inc. held a police-free school rally downtown today ahead of the school board's vote on the police contract Monday. Madeline O'Neill joins us now with what happened and how Madison police are responding. Maddie?
Well, things have been pretty quiet tonight. A few dozen people at the Capitol protesting, but the rally ended at about 6 o'clock. The crowd dispersed. They started here at the Capitol and then marched around the square to King Street to a state education building. That's when we heard from a few speakers before the protesters raised 2 flags. One of them a yellow police-free school flag and a black flag with what appears to be a pig crossed out on it. Leaders in support of removing police from schools, including Mayor Satya Rhodes Conway, recently point to the recent protests we've been seeing spurring change. Freedom Inc. has been working to remove police from schools for years, pointing to concerns with racial justice, saying that money for school resource officers, can be better used on programs focused on mental health, restorative justice, youth jobs, scholarships, things that can provide opportunities for Black and brown students.
Our youth have been demanding to invest, instead of investing millions of dollars into police, into discipline, into suspension, into expulsion, to all of these punitive forms of violence that we do to young people. We can actually invest in their leadership, wellness, creativity, give youth the opportunity to lead.
Interim Police Chief Vic Wall says the 4 SROs have real value for students and staff and serve as a progressive model for resource officers nationwide. He worries taking them out of their positions will have unintended consequences.
Be a lower level of service that we're able to provide to the 4 high schools once this happens. So I'm disappointed in it. I understand that that's sort of way the political train is moving right now, but our SROs are fantastic officers, really dedicated to the students and to the faculty and to the staff, and I think it'll be a loss.
The school board vote on this comes about 2 weeks after MMSD board president Gloria Reyes announced willingness to look into police alternatives in schools. And before that, the Madison Teachers Union called to remove police from schools as well. And just yesterday, Mayor Satya Rhodes Conway announced that she and a number of other city council members are co-sponsoring a resolution to end that contract between the district and police department. The MMSD board votes on that contract on Monday.
Maddie, thank you. Protesters in Rock County are trying to draw attention to disparities within the judicial system, organizing a protest outside the Rock County Courthouse today. Faith leaders, public defenders, and local activists all spoke. As of the 2010 census, Wisconsin had the highest incarceration rate of Black males nationwide, locking up 12.8% of Black male residents at the time.
New tonight, the U.S. House of Representatives passed policing legislation named in honor of George Floyd.
On this vote, the yeas are 236, the nays are 181. The bill is passed.
The bill passed largely along party lines. Only 3 Republicans crossed party lines to vote in favor. The bill has provisions to overhaul qualified immunity for law enforcement, prohibitions on racial profiling, and a ban on no-knock warrants in federal drug cases. It would ban chokeholds at the federal level and classify them as a civil rights violation. However, the bill is not expected to be taken up in the Senate. Getting a look over downtown Madison tonight. We had such a beautiful day today, but storms will be rolling through tomorrow, and some have the possibility to be severe. Here's Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti with a look at the first warn forecast.
Yeah, hard to believe, Charlotte, after such a nice day today, that we may be facing the prospects of some severe weather tomorrow. But the time lapse from the WISC Skycam shows clear skies this morning, a few fair weather cumulus popping up this afternoon, and then some cirrus clouds coming in from the northwest late this afternoon and this evening. Showers and thunderstorms out to the west of Minnesota and Iowa are diminishing. They'll probably fire up again once they make it into Wisconsin by early tomorrow morning, but the potential is there for some severe weather by tomorrow afternoon. High temperatures today, lower 80s here in southern Wisconsin, a few upper 70s north of Madison. Right now, 68 in Madison, 70 in Janesville, upper 60s to lower 70s elsewhere. But notice the dew point temperatures now starting to creep up into the 60s, and it'll become increasingly humid with time. Look for perhaps some thunderstorms as early as tomorrow morning, but the better chances for thunderstorms will be mid to late afternoon tomorrow with the potential for some severe weather. High temperature at 85. We do have an alert day in the forecast for the severe weather potential. I'll have more details in weather in a few minutes.
Gary, thank you. Getting a look at your latest coronavirus numbers. Nearly 500 new cases were reported in Wisconsin today. 10 more people have also died, bringing the state's death toll to nearly 770. The positive percentage of new cases also stayed above 4%. With more than 11,000 people tested in the past 24 hours, 4.1% came back positive. Now, Dane County is revising phase 2 of its Forward Dane reopening plan after a second consecutive day of record-setting new cases. Today, 105 were confirmed, which shatters the previous record of 71, which was just recorded yesterday. Officials say half of the cases are people in their 20s. The department said it is investigating multiple cases associated with businesses near the UW-Madison campus.
The behaviors of some affect the health and well-being of all of us right now. We need to stay home. We need to socialize by staying 6 feet apart. We need to wear masks, practice really good hygiene.
So here's a look at the revised rules for phase 2. Private gatherings are now limited to 10 people or fewer. Bars and restaurants may still operate at 50% capacity, but customers are required to use seating at all times, and that seating must be 6 feet apart. Parties can only be seated with members of their own households, and there will also be no standing service. Health officials say this is a targeted amendment to address what they've learned through contact tracing.
Across the country, as the number of coronavirus cases are rising at a near record rate, some states are starting to put restrictions back in place. The CDC is also updating its list of who is most at risk of getting severe COVID. Chris Martinez reports.
Texas is now pausing further reopening plans and suspending elective surgeries in the state's biggest counties as coronavirus cases and hospitalizations surge.
Over the past few weeks, we've seen a dramatic increase in the spread of COVID-19.
Arizona is another hot spot. It reported more than 3,000 new cases Thursday. Hospitalizations are also at a record high. In Florida, state health figures show coronavirus testing slowed as cases surged to record levels.
I think we had COVID on the ropes. You know, we were doing very well, and it's making a comeback.
California reported more than 7,000 new cases yesterday. Los Angeles County has recorded more than 89,000 cases since the pandemic began, more than any other county in the nation. The CDC said Thursday the risk of getting severely ill from the virus increases with age, and it's not just those over 65. The agency says the underlying medical conditions that increase the risk are chronic kidney disease, COPD, obesity, weakened immune system, heart conditions, sickle cell disease, and type 2 diabetes. The CDC estimates 60% of Americans have at least one underlying condition. Chris Martinez, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Other conditions that might increase the risk of severe illness are pregnancy, asthma, high blood pressure, dementia, and stroke. Some good news for California. After being closed since mid-March because of the coronavirus, one of the most famous attractions in California is finally reopening. The Santa Monica Pier is back in business, albeit with several limitations.
The legislative committee voted today to block an emergency rule that prohibits landlords from charging late fees on rent until August. The Republican-controlled Joint Committee for Review of Administrative Rules voted along party lines on that decision today. Legislators argued the Department of Ag, Trade, and Consumer Protection did not have the authority under the law to issue such a rule, but the agency said this was a measure to prevent worse financial trouble for tenants.
Prohibiting late fees during and 90 days beyond the public health emergency allows tenants time to apply for assistance programs if needed and to meet their financial obligations without spiraling deeper into debt due to the additional fees and penalties being assessed.
Now, after striking the rule down, legislators also drafted legislation that explicitly prohibits the agency from creating the rule. The department said they are not sure yet how this affects tenants retroactively, but going forward, landlords will be able to charge tenants late fees on their rent.
Madison police are investigating an alleged assault of a black 18-year-old woman after she told police she was lit on fire early Wednesday morning. Althea Bernstein told police she was on West Gorham and had her driver's side window down when a group of 4 white men drove up to her at an intersection and started yelling racial slurs at her. She told police one of them used a spray bottle to spray lighter fluid on her, then threw a flaming lighter at her, causing her to catch on fire. Madison Police Chief Vic Wall said this is being investigated as a hate crime. They are currently reviewing surveillance video around the area. After protesters tore down 2 statues at the state capitol, attention is now turning to the statue of President Abraham Lincoln at UW-Madison. This has been something part of the student body has wanted for years. Though we all know Lincoln as the great emancipator, the history is more complicated. To the president of the Wisconsin Black Student Union, the statue symbolizes anti-blackness.
Although he freed the slaves, he still didn't think that black people should have rights, which led to Jim Crow movement, it led to mass incarceration, it led to a lot of bigger issues.
To News 3 Now, the university acknowledged they have a lot of work to do to address systemic racism and oppression. But Chancellor Rebecca Blank said they support the Lincoln statue. And just ahead at 10, Gary's complete weekend first foreign forecast.
Plus, the president with a couple of stops today in Wisconsin. We'll hear what he had to say in Marinette. That's just ahead.
Salute massive savings at Ashley Home Store's Stars and Stripes event. Save up to 60% off. Plus, take a bonus 10% off our sale prices at checkout. And interest-free financing for 3 years on top of our very best deals. Ashley Home Store. This is home.
Save at Wild Easttown Honda on over 400 new Hondas with 0% financing for up to 60 months. Save on your favorite new Hondas at Wild Easttown Honda in Madison. It's gotta be wild.
Nothing beats a relaxing summer day, and Blaine's Farm and Fleet has amazing summer savings on everything you need to get out and enjoy the weather. Like lifetime fishing kayaks, just $179.99. Get a free power cord when you buy this Champion portable generator, $269.99. 12 packs of Dad's root beer or cream soda are just $3.49 each. Plus, this Friday through Sunday, we're thanking all first responders and healthcare workers by offering 10% off your entire purchase.
Find value at Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
Talk about fireworks. Check out these offers at Denver Mattress. Sleep cool all night long and save up to $500 on the superior cooling comfort of a Tempur-Breeze. Or get $100 off our Athlete's Choice Bed in a Box lineup. Check out the Queen Size Summit Firm. Only $189.99. Plus 7 years no interest financing and free shipping right to your doorstep. And to celebrate Casper's arrival at Denver Mattress, score special savings on all Casper mattresses and accessories. Better move fast. These deals will be gone before you know it.
Rogan's Shoes retail stores are now open. When you visit Rogan's, we'll be practicing good social distancing for the protection of all customers and employees. If you would like to limit contact and have curbside pickup, just call your local store to set it up. If you prefer to shop online, Rogan's Shoes would like to remind you our website is open and we are still offering free shipping. Rogan's wants to help by providing you the best solution possible for your family. Selection, service, and savings. That's Rogan's.
Selection, service, name brands, and the second pair is half price. Visit online at roganshoes.com.
No one sells more. Wild Automotive sells more SUVs and all-wheel drives combined than any other dealer. Wild is the #1 volume SUV and all-wheel drive retailer in Southeast Wisconsin. The more we sell, the more you save. WildAuto.com.
It's time to celebrate at Furniture and Appliance Mart's Stars and Stripes event. Save up to 50% off all appliances, plus 18 months financing with no minimum purchase, and free doorstep drop-off from Wisconsin's own Furniture and Appliance Mart inside Ashley Home Store off the Beltline.
Watching News 3 Now at 10.
Welcome back. Today marks 70 years since the outbreak of the Korean War.
President Trump and First Lady Melania Trump laid a wreath at the War Memorial this morning in D.C. As you see, the two stood, the president saluting the First Lady with her hand over heart as a trumpeter played taps. Afterwards, they paid their respects at the memorial and spoke for several minutes with some of the veterans at today's event. Then the president traveled to Wisconsin with a pair of stops, first stopping in Green Bay to tape a town hall with Fox News commentator Sean Hannity. And then the president traveled to Marinette to tour a naval shipyard. Despite economic struggles and sky-high unemployment numbers, the president sought to showcase his record as a job creator.
As long as I'm your president, America will never lose that shipbuilding talent or capability. It won't lose that excellence or the expertise of the men and the women of Marinette Marine. We'll never lose that. Never lose it. And we'll always live by two simple rules: buy American and hire American.
According to a New York Times Siena College survey, the president now trailing presumptive Democratic presidential nominee Joe Biden among registered voters in 6 battleground states he carried back in 2016, and that includes Wisconsin.
The Dixie Chicks are changing their name, dropping Dixie. The band will now just be called The Chicks, saying, quote, "We want to meet this moment." They made the announcement on their website today and updated all of their social media handles. They also released a new song called March, a tribute to protests for equality and social issues over the past decades. One of Disney's most popular rides that is based on a controversial film will be rethemed. Splash Mountain is based on the controversial 1946 film Song of the South. The move comes after fans urged Disney to retheme the ride due to the racial stereotypes portrayed in the film, with over 20,000 people signing an online petition. The company says it will now feature characters from The Princess and the Frog, which has Disney's first Black princess. NASA is renaming its headquarters after Mary W. Jackson, the agency's first African-American female engineer who helped inspire the story behind the book and film Hidden Figures. The news comes amid renewed calls for equality. A mathematician and an aerospace engineer, Jackson led programs aimed at uplifting women within NASA. She retired from NASA in 1985 and passed away in 2005 at the age of 83.
AAA has put out its 2020 summer travel forecast. Now, compared to last year, the organization predicts Americans will take more than 120 million fewer trips this July, August, and September. The overall 14% decline in travel is primarily because of reduced air travel. AAA says the forecast air travel will be 74% below last year's levels, while the overall numbers are unsurprisingly low. And this is the first dip in travel volume since 2009. The road trip forecast is only down 3%. And a reminder for drivers under the age of 60 whose licenses expired during the public health emergency, you will have until July 25th to get it renewed. The DOT extended the renewal period and waived late fees for about 80,000 drivers whose licenses expired after March 12th. That extension period now ends in about a month.
And here's Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti with a look at your first warn forecast.
Quiet day today, lots of sunshine, but tomorrow will be a different story. We have an alert day in the forecast for the potential for some severe weather, including high winds, hail, heavy rainfall, and maybe even some isolated tornadoes. We'll have to see as these storms develop mid to late afternoon tomorrow, the potential for some severe weather. Tonight, thunderstorms that were severe in the Dakotas have been weakening as they push into Minnesota and Iowa. This may set up a boundary that will start to develop into thunderstorms as it approaches southern Wisconsin late tonight into early tomorrow morning. Now, the Storm Prediction Center does have an enhanced risk of severe thunderstorms, the third highest level for areas east of Madison, as well as a slight risk across much of the rest of southern and eastern Wisconsin for some scattered severe thunderstorms. As far as the threats, high wind is probably the biggest threat. We may see a line of thunderstorms that develops and then sweeps across Lake Michigan and through much of lower Michigan during tomorrow evening. The tornado threat, highest up toward the Fox Valley Valley and north of Milwaukee, but still possibility for an isolated tornado across much of the rest of southern Wisconsin. Hail threat is also there. Hail up to the size of quarters a possibility. So 3 things you need to know in the forecast. Severe thunderstorms possible tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening. Then it'll be warm for this weekend, but the humidity levels will drop just a bit. So that should keep us mainly dry. Then thunderstorm chances return late Sunday afternoon or Sunday night into Monday as the humidity levels start to increase, and then it'll be around for all of next week. High temperatures today, upper 70s to low 80s across Wisconsin. Notice the heat building to the west. 90s to triple-digit heat over parts of Colorado into Kansas. The jet stream pushing to the north now. That northwesterly wind flow we've had over the last couple of days, keeping temperatures in the 70s, giving way to a more southerly wind flow, and that's what'll start our temperatures warming up. And that jet stream should stay pretty much near the U.S.-Canadian border beyond that. There's a cold front to the west. This is what's triggering those showers and thunderstorms. It'll become stationary, and this stationary front will actually lift northward as a warm front, and then eventually the cold front will move through during the afternoon hours, triggering the next line of thunderstorms. Right now, things pretty quiet across Wisconsin. Temperatures upper 60s, a few 70s out toward the Mississippi River. Temperatures mainly in the 70s through Iowa and Minnesota. Notice the dew points now into the lower 60s here. Much more humid out to the west. Dew points now in the mid to upper 60s over southwestern Iowa. That's the humidity that'll be coming in here. After the thunderstorms pass, temperatures will stay in the mid-80s this weekend and then climb into the upper 80s for much of next week, including the 4th of July holiday. So for tomorrow, showers and thunderstorms, especially in the afternoon when the potential is there for some severe weather. High temperature at 85. On future track, quiet for much of the night. Some showers and thunderstorms starting to move in by early tomorrow morning. Possibility that an isolated strong to severe thunderstorm could develop. The better chances will be in the afternoon and early evening as that line of storms moves on through. And then after that, we clear out tomorrow night. Saturday, we're back to sunshine and high temperatures in the middle 80s. Rainfall amounts, they could be heavy in spots, 1 inch to 1.5 inches in the heavier thunderstorms. Some areas may pick up less than 1/4 of an inch if you get a fast-moving storm to pass by. Otherwise, temperatures mid-80s for the weekend, upper 80s for next week. The rain chances actually go down for much of the time. Just a slight chance of a shower or thunderstorm every day through the 4th of July with a better chance toward the end of next weekend.
Gary, thank you very much. Well, just ahead in sports, a date has been set for forward Madison and the rest of the league's season opener. We'll tell you, though, why the Flamingos may be actually playing their home games on the road. Zach is in next with sports.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Here's to the road ahead. Trust Toyota to be here for you.
Now every Toyota hybrid vehicle is available with 0% financing. With fewer stops per gas, Toyota hybrids give you the confidence to go farther. See your dealer or shop and buy online. Right now, you can lease a new 2020 Toyota RAV4 Hybrid for $239 a month.
All from the brand you trust, today and tomorrow. Toyota.
Going on now, 4 days only. Save big at Grand Appliance and avoid big box crowds this holiday during the Friends and Family Sale. Shop online or at your local Grand Appliance. Double up on Grand exclusive savings. Up to $1,000 on top of already reduced July 4th pricing. Take advantage of safe online, phone, and virtual shopping options. Plus, your choice of either no-contact curbside or in-home delivery services. Don't delay. Grand Appliance Friends and Family Sale ends this Sunday, June 28th.
Save big money on your next project with 11% off everything now at Menards. Menards has the largest in-stock appliance selection to take home today at the lowest prices. From the moment you bring home your groceries to the last load of laundry, Whirlpool appliances are there to make your life easier. Save 11% on all Whirlpool appliances. Start saving with 11% off everything now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
You may not know them. The coffee shop owner who knows your order. The couple who saves your seats. The family down the street who greets you with a smile. They've been there for you. Now you can be there for them. Donate today friends and neighbors keep their power on.
When America needed us to build, we built. Masks, ventilators, shields. When frontliners needed support, Ford dealers answered. And now we're open and ready to serve you. With special offers like 0% financing for 72 months across the Ford lineup. Stop by a Ford dealership or go online. We've made it safer to shop, easier to buy. Now get 0% financing for 72 months across the Ford lineup. Contact your Ford dealer or stop by today.
With the 9th pick in the 2015 NBA Draft, the Charlotte Hornets select Frank Kaminsky from the University of Wisconsin.
A little throwback Thursday Badger hoops style for you. 5 years ago tonight, Wisconsin men's basketball made history when Frank Kaminsky and Sam Decker were both taken in the first round. Kaminsky was selected 9th overall by the Hornets, and then 9 picks later, Decker was taken off the board by the Rockets. 2 Badgers in the first 18 picks. What a night it was for Badger basketball. COVID-19 has thrown a flag on the Hall of Fame game. The NFL announced the game itself has been canceled, and the Pro Football Hall of Fame enshrinement ceremony has been postponed until next year. But training camps are still on. Teams are scheduled to report on July 28th. And as far as the Packers go, a lot of the talk this offseason has been about the NFC Championship game and Green Bay's lack of a run defense. Well, it starts up front, and Dean Lowry and the guys are, in a word, hungry to get back on the field.
Well, I can say we're hungry. I think we had a great off-season during Zoom meetings. Guys are really focused. We have some great guys in the room, from Kenny to Tyler to Kiki, Mon, and, Trayvon, and the list goes on. So I can just tell the guys in our room are hungry. Overall, last year, wasn't quite good enough. So we know that, we're aware of that, and we're hungry.
And the USL League One has announced they're starting on July 18th. The only problem for Forward Madison is they might not have a place to play soccer. The Forward Dane plan doesn't allow soccer games with fans until Phase 3, where attendance is limited to 250 people. Currently, they're in Phase 2. The club is looking at all possible options to get back out on the field, including playing their home games outside of Dane County. We're back after this.
Spas, Spas, Spas. The Swim Spa Hot Tub and Sauna Show is this weekend only. Rows and rows of spas, hot tubs, and swim spas. The largest display in the state. Save up to 60% on all in-stock models. This weekend only in the Exhibition Hall at the Alliant Energy Center, Madison.
If you buy a 2020 Volkswagen today, you'll get 2 years or 20,000 miles of scheduled carefree maintenance. 3 years or 36,000 miles of 24/7 roadside assistance. 4 years or 50,000 miles bumper-to-bumper limited warranty. 5 years of connected services. And for 6 years, you won't have paid any interest. Down the road, you'll be grateful you bought a Volkswagen today.
Right now at Steinhafels, all American-made furniture and mattresses are on sale. Save 35% store-wide plus an extra 5% off the largest selection of quality American-made furniture. And take advantage of no money down financing for 60 months and free no-contact shipping. Get special pricing on these 2 sofas, $299 and $399. Wisconsin-made solid wood queen beds, your choice $599. American-made solid wood dining table, now $849. Shop Steinhafels 4th of July sale now.
If you have a fear of overpaying, you have FOOP. But don't worry, US Cellular has your back with the Samsung Galaxy S25G. Free when you switch, plus no activation fees. Stream without disruption, capture and post without restriction, and do it all without FOOP. Switch and get a free Samsung Galaxy S25G at U.S. Cellular. Choose fair.
When America needed us to build, we built. Masks, ventilators, shields. When frontliners needed support, Ford dealers answered. And now we're open and ready to serve you. With special offers like 0% financing for 72 months across the Ford lineup. Stop by a Ford dealership or go online. We've made it safer to shop, easier to buy. Now get 0% financing for 72 months across the Ford lineup. Contact your Ford dealer or stop by today.
Spas, spas, spas. The Swim Spa Hot Tub and Sauna Show is this weekend only. Rows and rows of spas, hot tubs, and swim spas. The largest display in the state. Save up to 60% on all in-stock models. This weekend only in the Exhibition Hall at the Alliant Energy Center, Madison.
Download the Channel 3000 First Warn Weather app today.
Well, I have some breaking news for you here. Madison police say an arrest has been made in a hit-and-run investigation that happened outside Wando's on University Avenue downtown early Sunday morning. Brandon O'Neill was arrested for hit-and-run causing injury. We'll have more on this story tomorrow on News 3 Now this morning.
And here's Gary with a final check of your forecast.
Yeah, we've got a severe weather threat for tomorrow across all of southern and eastern Wisconsin. Mid to late afternoon seems to be the best time for severe weather. Right now, temperatures upper 60s, starting to become a little more humid. High tomorrow, 85. Thunderstorm chances already arriving in the morning, but better chances in the afternoon and evening. Mainly dry weekend, and then some thunderstorm chances early next week and warm weather after that.
Gary, thank you. Thanks for joining us for News 3 Now at 10.
Do something good, be well, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.
Now, a WISC-TV editorial with editorial director Neil Heinan.
Dr. Anthony Fauci says the next few weeks will be critical in the United States' effort to control the spread of COVID-19. The last 5 days here in Dane County show how right he is. The number of new cases is alarming. Let the debate over why more people are testing positive continue. We could all agree that if the trend keeps growing, efforts to phase in reopening will suffer a serious and very uncomfortable setback. There are a lot of competing pressures, but for the most part, none of them matter if this thing spins out of control. We know what works. Limit trips out of the house. Stay distanced. Wear a mask. Wash your hands. This has slowed or stopped the spread in other places in the world. Please try to commit to that again. If we do, we can continue to look ahead. If we don't, we continue to slide back.